Hello and welcome to Cooking with the Cooks, Cuisine for the Quarantine, episode 7, lockdown 2. And with Sophie this morning, say hello.
Hi.
Anybody got a sweet tooth? Oh, if you're on a diet, look away now. We're going to make cookie dough Milkybar millionaires. I'm not joking, I am being serious. There's 3 stages to this. First we make the cookie dough, and then we make the caramel, and then we put the chocolate on the top. So let's go through the ingredients for the cookie dough base. You'll need a thick-sided something to cook it in. I've lined that with some greaseproof paper. So 200 grams of softened butter and 250 grams of soft brown sugar. In goes. Now I'm going to whisk them together. Then we're going to add 2 egg yolks when they're nicely whisked and a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then we're going to add in 275 grams of plain flour and a teaspoon of baking powder and about 100 grams of chocolate chips. So I'll get these whisked up and I'll come back. Okay, so we've got that all creamed nicely together. Obviously you can do it by hand, and you can do it, or you can do it with an electric hand whisk. It's just a bit quicker if you've got something to use. Right, a teaspoon of baking powder. In it goes, and the 275 grams of flour, in that goes. Make that into a dough, come back in a sec. Right, dough done, look at that. Get your hands stuck in if you find it hard with a spoon. Last thing we do is add our white chocolate chips, about 100 grams, 150 grams, something like that. And then we pop it into our baking tray that's been lined, and we push it down really firmly. Come back in a sec. Okay, cookie dough's got the white chocolate chips in, look at that. Press down, Sophie's great idea, use the back of a spatula to make sure it's all nice and flat. Okay, that goes in the oven for 180 fan, 200 non-fan gas mark 6 for 20 minutes just to cook. So, whilst that's cooking, let's make the caramel. Okay, let's make the caramel. You need a pan, a tin of condensed milk, get that in. Oh, look at that, nice and gloopy. Oh, right, and to that we're going to add 90 grams of butter. In it goes. 100 grams of soft light brown sugar. Teaspoon of salt. And a tablespoon of golden syrup. Now we're going to put that on a low heat until it bubbles, and we're going to keep it on that low heat for about 10 minutes until it's called soft ball, but it gets nice and thick. You'll see when that happens. So make sure it doesn't burn, keep stirring, and I'll show you when it's done. See you in a bit. Okay, so the caramel, I've taken the cookie dough out of the oven. That's been in for 20 minutes, just cooling down. The caramel, if you come and look at this, you know when it's done, when you can sort of push your spoon through it and it leaves some trails like that. It's taken about 5 minutes to melt and come to the boil, and turn the heat right down, about 10 minutes to get to that stage. If you've got a sugar thermometer, you can use that as well. What I'm going to do is pop that on there, even it all out, let it cool naturally for about 20 minutes, and then stick it in the fridge for an hour. So come back then and we'll finish it off. See you soon. So our caramel's had an hour in the fridge. I've melted 3 bars of Milkybars, 3 90-gram Milkybars, just over some hot water in a bowl, popped it on the top, and another bar. If you come in a bit closer, we're just going to portion this up. So if you basically put a piece of chocolate, I'm going to get 12 out of this. You don't need big portions, this is going to be really, really rich. So pop those on there, pop them back in the fridge, another hour, and it's time to eat. We'll see you soon. Right, thank you for coming back, and we've had a few hours in the fridge, and this is what we've got. I've started cutting them up. Have a look at those. They are cookie dough and Milkybar millionaires. Oh, you can't eat more than one, I assure you. Thank you for watching. Hope you try the recipe. If you do, post your photos. We don't know what we're doing next week as usual, but we'll see you next Sunday. In the meantime, stay safe, stay home, and keep cooking. Goodbye.